and where down we go.
What's up, mi gente? Welcome to another episode of Night Riders Podcast, where I give you my thoughts and opinions on the craziness that we got going on in this world. Before I start, I want to make a quick shout out to my podcast Free Center. They giving me the opportunity to come try out their studio. If you or anybody you know that would like to start a podcast or get into the podcast world, I definitely recommend you guys go on their website and set up a booking appointment. It is 30 minutes. For 30 minutes, it is free. Anything after that is probably, like a payment plan, or if you want to give them a try. I definitely recommend it. They got everything you need. They got the studio, the microphone, headphones. They got somebody to help you out. They got topics for you, like this one that says, would you like a quiet life of safety or a life of great adventure and uncertainty? And then when I was reading this, I was like, I do like a little bit of both. I do like the quiet life. I do like but I also like the adventure. So, but in this type of world, how we living right now, I think I would more certainly live a quiet life of safety. My thoughts is because how everything's going. A couple days ago we had here in the Woodlands had their first that I know of. I've been here in Texas for 30 plus years and never heard anything in any type of thing going in the Woodlands. We always thought the Woodlands was one of the safest towns to live in. And then first time ever we heard that there was a shooting incident in the Riverwalk for the Woodlands, Texas. So that I'm pretty sure that brought a great shock to a lot of us who live around this local area. So that's why it's the way things are going. I'm recommending that for myself, that I like to live a quiet life and safety. But then you would miss the great adventures. There is a lot of stuff that can happen in the city. You would miss a lot of excitement and stuff. But for right now, I would choose peace and all that. But let me get started on my episode. That was my shout out to my podcast center. Again, is in the Woodlands, Texas. So on my episode, I pretty much, if you watch my previous episodes on YouTube, Night Riders Podcast, I pretty much put my thoughts and opinions on politicians, political stuff, little incidents. I did an episode about my little town in Huntsville, Texas, how the crime rate went up so bad. And I grew up there. And as a kid, you never really saw anything like that. And every morning on my way to work, I listen to the radio, and every day I hear the crime, mainly robbery, thieves. The last couple of weeks have been a lot more of attack, like abusive, all that. I'm guessing people just don't agree and stuff, and then they get into physical abuse. So that's what this episode is going to be about today, where we're going to talk about all this. Well, mainly, it's 2025 already, and when we're into March, and it feels like we've already been 6 months in, because with Trump danced his way into that White House, was happy about getting back into that White House, which a lot of people were happy too. Me personally, I thought, like it's barely beginning of his second term, but I was hoping to go back to how it was in 2017 to 2020, where everything was affordable and stuff, but it looks like it may not be that way. But like I said, it's too soon to tell right now. And like right now, people are complaining about the eggs being so expensive and so high priced. A lot of people saying this mainly because of the chicken flu that ran around a couple months ago, like in beginning of January. It's hard to tell really if that's what it is, or if Trump's making this, because he's passing a lot of crazy laws. If you haven't been keeping up with it, he did pass already where it's back to 2 genders, no more all these 80 other genders around. It's he just recently passed his no tax on OT, no tax on tips, and no tax on Social Security. Me right now, I'm too young to realize about Social Security, but the tips and the OT, I am very excited about that. I'd like to bring the more money back into my bank account. But I did dig some digging to make sure when was that going to take effect. It was they said it was going to take effect once the House gets their budget uh, situated and all that. But it was only going to be for essential workers right now. Essential meaning firefighters, police officers, hospital like nurses, doctors, all that EMS people. So it wasn't. It's not effect. It's not going to take effect for us other people, from what my understanding is. I could be wrong, but which I hope I am wrong, because like I said, that's another good $400, $500, $600, depending how many hours you put in, going back to your paycheck. That right now anybody can definitely need right now. Could be helpful. So that's that's another thing that's just like wow, like how crazy is that we get to have that extra money to help us with whatever we got going on. I don't know how anybody's living is. Mine is not too bad. I was thank the Lord that I bought my property back in 2018 when everything was still affordable. It wasn't too bad. The payments was too good. I was able to refinance right before COVID hit, so all my payments went down a little bit more too. So I'm a little situated, but if like I got buddies and friends that are looking right now to get their own properties, their own places, house, rent, it's just so crazy expensive. Everything rent. I remember rent when I was a junior in high school. I was looking into renting a home. It was at that time. This was 2012, 2013. At that time, it was about $600, $800. It was estimated to go up. We were talking about that around those times. That was estimated to go up to $1,000, but to us that didn't seem like a lot. Nowadays, $1,000 it barely seems like it's even like it seems like it's $100. It goes down quick. So rent is now estimated to be around close to $2,000, maybe if that. So it's everything's gotten very expensive. So we gotta do better, honestly. Uh, but like I said, Trump. I mean, if you saw yesterday, there's no telling how things are going. If you saw yesterday when he and JD were in that meeting with the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, and then just what little couple words just sparked into a big like high school argument between them two. So it is insane to see what's going to happen right now. It is crazy because like I said, we just started with his second term, and it's already just like back and forth, nonstop going. And then Elon Musk, he looking into investigating all this and found all this crazy money, laundering or, but this he's found where these Democrats have not been honest with us about where the money has been going. You can have your thoughts and opinions about that, but mine is just like, man, it's just hard to tell because you put in these years of hard work, hard time to earn money, and then all your taxes is going somewhere else to some other people. It's just like, wow, like, do you really want to do that for the rest of your life? Stuff like that comes to mind when you think about it. Whether Musk is right or wrong, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not, sitting here telling you that he's right I'm just sitting here telling you that with the stuff he's founding is letting us know that the the people behind the offices is not being honest with us, and I think we need to either have those people kind of removed or look into or investigate it, or just talk about putting new faces in there to see if that could fix the issue. But if we go that route, then it's because to the older generation, my generation and younger, we don't know what we're doing. To us, the older generation are just trying to keep more money for them. So it's just back and forth. It's never where it was going to be agreement or anything. So, but one thing for sure is we do got to put each other together and come together and get better at what's for our future generation. And another thing that I was going to talk about is my people, my Mexican people. because Trump did also pass where he was wanting he started his deportation. And on my last episode, I did question if it was going because they 60 minutes or less they were they were saying that Trump and was going to do like a big old mass deportation. It may seem like that way, but because remember years back we had like so many more immigrants coming in here just because the borders were open, so we had so many people in here. So it's going to look like we have a big mass deportation. But my people, when Trump passed to start the deportation or start going after the criminals, the criminal immigrants, illegals, my people right away took offense that it was against the Mexicans, and they started the protest, and they started going around on social media doing routes, sharing all kinds of memes about knowing the history and knowing how Mexico was and how America was back in like in the 1800s, which is fine. If you know your history, is fine. You can have your beliefs on all that. Me, honestly, what it is right now and how it's going, I have my own kid that I want her to know how where her grandparents came from. I am planning on going back to Mexico next year, so I'm starting to get her passport ready so that she can go visit where she originally came, where we all originally came from. And so, if you like I said, if you go into learning all that and getting all your, I don't want to say facts. I don't want to sit here and sound like I got my facts straight or anything, because it's no facts into anything. It's just your own personal belief of what's going on and how you feel towards the actions that are taking place. So, like, for instance, when I saw my people get together, like I said, I've been here 30 years, walking this God's green earth, and I've never really seen my people get closer like that. And so, for me to witness something like that, it was very beautiful, very exciting to see. Not just Mexicans. I did see that we had, Salvadorians, Ecuadorians, I think, Colombians, all that together. And growing up, we realized, well, people who don't, or non-Latin people, always ask what's the difference and why, some get more offensive being called a Mexican or a Salvadorian. We always had to explain to them what was the difference and why it was some of them get offensive stuff. But when that happened a couple weeks back, and I saw that all together, so it let me know that we can come together. We can be one people united. We can be put our differences aside and be one whenever when we have to go against another. But the only thing that I didn't like is how it ended. It started out really good, and early in the morning I was seeing videos. I did pass by myself to show some love and support. It started really good. It was very peaceful. People were just waving. They wrote down on their whiteboards and what they thought, how they felt, and all this. So they were waving all that to the crowd or to the people driving by back and forth. Obviously, there was gonna be some people just being extra about it, sharing their thoughts and opinions as well. But you just can't take you just can't. I don't want to say racism, but you just can't take the hatred they have in their heart. It's just, I guess it's just the way that God made us. Everybody's different, but that's just one thing that God made us about. But what I want to say about this is also don't encourage violence. Because towards the middle, I did see some other videos. Towards the middle, there were some people that started kind of being a little more violent towards the police officers. I think one of them was, I don't know if he tried to attack them or anything, but I saw a video where a cop was already arresting one guy, was walking to the car, and then somebody behind them was, being, I want to say he was saying violent words towards the cop. So obviously the cop took it as a threat and put him, I think it was put her down and arrested her as well and threw her in jail. Now, there was a lot of outrage towards that because you know, you see the video and you see that it was just uh, she was just behind the police officer. Can't really tell if she was saying something, but obviously she said something for the cop to turn around and get aggressive towards her. So for all my people that think that was wrong and stuff, it's not wrong really, because I myself was trying to be a police officer. Obviously, I didn't pass probably the common sense test that they claim to call it. But if police officers go all through they have to go through like physical feelings or emotion. They have to feel the threat. So if that officer felt like there was a threat coming towards him, he had to take action and, you know, put her in throw her in jail because he felt like she was being a threat. And then I also saw another video where I guess some little kid was just trying to provoke things or something. He had like a shirt that said Trump 2025, and he obviously was probably just went to I don't want to say vandalize, but he went to just provoke my people out there who were protesting. So um, from what I learned about it is some of the kids got offended, I'm guessing, and started throwing water bottles. I want to probably has to be full because I mean the kid had to pull over, so they started got more aggressive. So they came and then I saw that they attacked the kids and all that. So that's what I'm saying, that we need to kind of do better. If we're gonna protest, we gotta do better on all this because we can't protest and start attacking people. That's just not what our people are about. And I'm not gonna say, hey, what do you know about my people? From what I grew up knowing about my parents, my grandparents, they all just came here to, like everybody says, they all came here to have a better life, have a better future for us. But if we're here disrespecting, burning the flag, and disrespecting the country that actually gave us this new better opportunities, then it's just the other people are right. Why are we gonna sit here and burn the flag if we love the other country so much? So we gotta. That's what I'm saying. We gotta do better on the way we protest. We can't just be vandalizing a country that gave us these opportunities, that gave us the opportunity to be here and become better. Some people took advantage of the American dream, like Gabriel Iglesias, George Lopez, all of them that worked hard. They worked very hard to get what they're at. If you never follow George Lopez, I mean, even Ralph Bosa right now, he's actually putting in so much work right now, trying to be into Gabriel Iglesias level. So if you follow all the work that they did so much to get to where they're at. So it's not a easy process or anything. Even myself right now, where I'm here in the studio, and if you watch my previous episodes, I was just doing these episodes in the in the room, the living room, wherever I could, and so we're putting the effort in to try to expand to get better. And so when you disrespect something like that, it's like you're making us look bad. You don't have. I mean, you have it's a free. I looked into that to burning the flag if it was right or not. It is a freedom of speech, but me growing up and the home of Sam Houston, I thought that when you burn the American flag, it was an act of terrorism. When you do anything to other Americans, it was an act of terrorism. So that's what I was saying. Like you just can't do stuff like that and expect to. It's probably it's probably like just you're trying to make a statement and everything, but when you disrespect something like that, it's just very to me it's very obnoxious. You got to be like MLK. You got to be very peaceful about everything. If you want to make a big statement, you just keep protesting. You go to take it to the White House, keep protesting, you stay there. Stuff like that. But being aggressive to all this is not really gonna do any changes. It's not gonna make no changes. It's really gonna just prove to them that we are criminals, like in their terms. We are what they say we are. So we gotta, like I'm saying, we just gotta do better. We gotta be do like protest a lot better than what they expect us or how to expect us. And I know what you're thinking, like Big A, what you know about about this the deportation. I did look into it. They did make across the country. They had about 308 arrests. I know in Houston, couple days ago, they had over 100 arrests. ICE raided Colonial Ridge, and they had over 100 arrests. So majority of the arrests that I've been seeing is various of different races. It's not just Mexicans, but some of them were Mexicans, and some of them were different. Like from Ecuador, Indians. The Indian president, I think when this first happened, he released a statement that he was willing to accept all the illegal immigrants of his kind peacefully if Trump would accept, and I think Trump did accept as well. Mexico's president, she's staying her pins about all this and stuff, but she's actually whoever's Mexicans getting deported, she's actually helping them out. The ones that got deported, she has been giving them $2,000. I want to say it's $2,000. I can't remember exactly, but I know it was 2,000. And she's giving them the opportunity to start over. It's just not just be coming here and then you don't know what to do. But she's giving the opportunity to start over. I think she's having them stay in some houses at the border or just a little past the border, the Mexican side, and giving them the chances to just start all over. Give them enough money to go back to where they came, where they live, and basically start all over. And if you think about it, honestly, I was doing also some research. Mexico's economy is actually doing a lot better than the U.S. They actually are making more. They're growing more and more. I know one of my cousins. He's like an engineer for Mazda, and he is making way more money than I am. And he lives in Mexico, and I live over here. And like I stated in one of my episodes previous, Mexico was actually starting to deport Americans. There was Americans that were going to Mexico, going to, I want to say, Jalisco, trying to live there. Obviously, they got deported because they were trying to change the way that Mexicans live. You can't just go to another country and try to change it to your better understanding. But they started deporting people from Mexico back to the U.S. So obviously, mi gente, it's not about a race or anything. It's just about understanding that the fact that they're just trying to make things better for the country's citizens. That's all it is. And I know y'all gonna think about how you gonna be trying to take U.S. side or anything. I'm not taking sides. I'm just saying that we have to understand this better. If Mexico's out there protesting themselves, deporting people, taking Americans, deporting Americans back over here. So it's obviously they themselves don't want that type of stuff in their country. So what makes America different? You got to put into those type of thoughts. You can't just go off a feeling and say, hey, they hate us. No, they don't hate us. They know that without us, it'd be hard, And I'm not trying to pinpoint that, Mexicans are better. No, we're not better either. We also have our flaws. We do have criminals. We got to accept that we do have criminals in our community as well, like any other community. But we just want to have a peaceful living. Everybody just wants to have a peaceful living. That's the bottom line that we all want. So take it how you want. Me coming from Mexico, well, not come from Mexico, but growing up from parents that came here legally, got their residence, got everything they needed for us, because I'm sure they knew that eventually something like this was going to happen. So they went and got their citizenship or residence. I know one of my aunts has a citizenship. I don't know if all my parents are. So, but I know they worked hard to get to where they're at. And so, if you want to be about La Raza, remember always one thing, the quote from Blood In, Blood Out movie from Benjamin Bratt. La Raza is about waking up and just going to work, putting in the effort, whether people like us or not, just going, do what we got to do to come back and make sure everything for our kids is better. So that's what it's all about. So you got to think about it. Like, I just wanted to put that point, hopefully if it makes sense. I don't know. I am a little nervous. I'm still can't believe I'm in the studio, but take it, hopefully that what I said takes a the toll on all the people. And then at the end, just stop spreading so much hate. Stop going online on Facebook and all and spreading hate, saying, these people don't like us, deport these people, deport that. Start spreading that, because your children, some of your parents have your kids as friends on Facebook already, and y'all spreading this much hate, or y'all talking about all this, and it's getting into the kids' heads and minds, and they start bullying other little kids of my people. Because recently, a couple weeks ago, we did lose a little girl. I'm not gonna say her name, but she was in the 6th grade, and she took her life because she was being bullied about by other kids, saying that her parents were going to be taken away, and she was going to be here by herself. So she took her life away because she was so scared. And so that's one thing that I'm trying to prove, that we need to stop spreading that type of hate around here. We need to start showing more love, more compassion towards other people, and just live. If you really are about claim about being a God, loving God, and all that, just continue how you live. Don't talk about anything like this around kids, because they take it serious. And so just show love. You can just, if you see someone, just say hi and just continue your way. You don't have to do anything else about other than just show a lot of love. So I pretty much that pretty much calls it for my episode here. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully it takes a little point, hopefully all this makes a point of what I'm trying to get out, and hopefully I'll come back and be a little better at explaining myself. Thank you guys. Thank you again. Thank you for Podcast Center for giving me the opportunity to record this episode here in their studio. And like I said again, come check them out. If you or anybody that wants to start this, I highly recommend it. It is an easy and a great experience, and it's very fun. It's very fun, especially when you have somebody else here to come and talk about what you're talking about and get other people's thoughts. If you watch my videos with other people, it is something crazy to experience once, because you feel like you know people, and then you start talking about stuff, and you learn that you really don't know them that much until they get personal, start speaking personal. So thank you again. Thank you guys.
And where down we go.